Welcome back to MTV News. Just a Band, a comedy happening. We join the lads now talking about their breakthrough appearance at Woodstock '94.
Yeah, a lot of people look at Woodstock as like
some turning point.
Well, I mean, it did like, you know,
extra years.
Yeah, we got, you know, a lot of people saw that show and stuff. But to tell you the truth, we played kind of bad. But we weren't that good that day. And the thing is we're like 30 feet from the audience. It was way back, and then funny, those kids can huck that mud though, you know. And
well, those kind of shows are like half about the music and half about, I guess, being there, right?
Yeah, half about having the biggest barbecue that you can.
Half about taking hundreds of dollars from suckers. Those guys like paid like, you know, so much for the tickets, and then like everyone else just came in for free. Like, I mean, all the locals just like walked right in with their beer, right? Like, everyone else was like drinking Pepsi,
you know?
like all.
I'm glad that they, you know, that they did it as opposed to not getting to go in for free.
No, I think it was great. I think the whole thing should have been, you know, free, but.
It took a lot of aggressive persuasion to get us into that.
These kids are like, oh yeah, we paid, blah blah, and then everyone else is in for free. We're pissed off.
Did you watch any of the other bands there? Was anybody really good?
No, we were in and out.
It was like our day off on the Lollapalooza tour.
Oh, great.
We just came in, went into play, and left, and it turned out to be quite a time. We were longer getting in there than it was when we were on stage and actually there.
Yeah. Yeah, like I say, I don't think we were actually playing that well, and then the mud started flinging, and, you know, it's like, can't beat them, join them, you know, so I just put my guitar down.
Is this baby related to your baby, or is it,
no,
is it a previous baby?
Previous baby.
Is it already there?
Mm-hmm.
You know, have babies, like, changed your lives?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do that, TJ.
Not mine.
Wear albums all the time.
Too, you know, every time I see those kids, I get this big smile on my face, because usually I smile first, and then they smile, or they start crying.
Mike has like grandpa's daddies, like he gets to hang out with the kids.
Yeah.
Hardest thing I've ever had to do, that's for sure.
Do you ever, like, play around them, or do you bring them in to listen to you rehearsal?
No, they don't come. They're too small for that, but and I play acoustic guitar.
That's what just pluck their eardrums out, you know.
What do you play when you play acoustic? Are you playing...
Did I say that?
Like a James Taylor thing? Or? I'm sorry, okay. You don't play acoustic.
Yeah, I play acoustic. I write all my songs on the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think any good song should be able to be played on an acoustic at least, you know?
True.
Good point. Good point.
And a good rock and roll song.
Okay. Well, now we're going to do each of you individually.
Yes.
And then the torture will be over. Okay. Tell me what kind of family you grew up in. Was it kind of like a working class family?
Yeah, my mom is a waitress. My dad was he was a jazz drummer and a trucker.
Yeah.
Worked for Safeway Trucks. And we had 6 kids in our family. I'm the youngest. And he passed away when I was 10. And so it was kind of, we struggled. I mean, we were broke, but, you know, we weren't starving or anything like that. You know, it was a pretty, you know, lower middle class, you know, working class.
That was around here, right?
Yeah, I'm from a small refinery town called Rodeo.
Yeah.
So lots of smokestacks. My brother actually works at the refineries now. So, I mean, that's where everybody's destined to be, you know. Dude there seeing Sugar and Crockett.
Were you, like, always musical? Did you always want to play something, or was this something that came on later on?
Yeah, I've always been into music. I mean, I've been into music since I was really young, like 5 and stuff. Like my
Who are you listening to then, I wonder?
My mom listened to a lot of country music. You know, she comes from Oklahoma. Hence the name Billy Joe. Yeah. You know, it's not William Joseph. It's just Billy Joe.
Really?
Yeah. And so I heard a lot of I heard lots of Elvis from my sister, and I have an older brother who's 21 years older than I am.
Wow.
So my mom is now she's 63, so I'm 23, and so she's been through like every generation of kids pretty much since like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and up until like beginning of the 90s.
Yeah. She's pretty understanding about the things that you wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, she was a real strict parent, you know, for all of my other siblings. But I think by the time she got down to me, she was just like, "Hell with you," you know. I remember I came in one time and I had this really bad haircut that my friend gave me. That was like, it was like shaved all back here, and then like it was shaved in the back right here, and then it was like long in the back.
Nice.
I came in, I go, "Hey, Mom," and she's laying in bed. She goes, "Oh, Billy Joe, no." And she was pissed too, but you know what could she do about it?
Too late then.
Yeah.
This guitar that you got, where did you see it? Was it just in a music store window, or?
No, this guy George Cole. I don't know if you're familiar with a band called Beatnik Beach.
Yep.
And before that, I used to belong to a guy in Big Bang Beat or something like that. It's like some, I don't know what the hell it is. But he had a guitar, and he was kind of teaching me how to play guitar a little bit. You know, basically, it wasn't like a guitar lesson because I learned how to read music. You just kind of went like, "Did you learn anything out of the book?" "No." "World Jam." Yeah. So, you know, he taught me how to put my hands on the thing. Yeah. And,
what were you playing at that time? I mean, were you aspiring to play like punk stuff, or was it? Were you going for the country thing?
No, no country. That's definitely not. I was into a lot of bad heavy metal and stuff. Well, some good heavy metal. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I really liked like the first Van Halen record.
Yeah.
And,
Ozzy?
I was a big Ozzy fan. Yeah. I loved like Randy Rhoads and stuff like that. And I never really was a Black Sabbath fan.
Yeah.
But
do you ever picture yourself as like one of these like fleet-fingered lead players, just playing really fast?
I can imagine myself. I can imagine pretty damn good, but sitting there, no way. You know, I just didn't have the patience for it.
Yeah.
You know, that was my thing. It's like I never, you know, I just didn't. You know, and I never wanted to sing for a band ever.
Really?
No, I just wanted to play guitar and stuff and kind of sit in the back, but. I don't know. I think Mike kind of at one point just told me I didn't have a choice. He's going to kick my ass.
Were you writing stuff at this period too?
Well, the first song I wrote is a song called "Why Do You Want Him?" When I was 14. That was when I started. Like, I was getting into. My sister was like a big, like Replacements fan and Husker Du and stuff. I remember like the first like sort of alternative rock you know, show I've ever seen was. REM, my sister took me when I was 13. They played in this high school gymnasium in Santa Cruz.
Wow.
So and I was like, "Oh, REM, they're not metal, dude," you know. and I went, and it was like, and the 3 o'clock opened up for them.
Oh, wow.
And it was like a religious experience for me. It was like, you know, they say every 7 years there's certain moments that change your life. You know, I think that was definitely one of them. You know, just it wasn't so much the music or the band, but it was just like the whole atmosphere. And I just remember watching like Peter Buck was like, he was playing this record, and like the monitors or the PA system was really bad or something. So he was like strumming on his guitar really hard. Everybody already walked off stage, and he was just just hammering on it. And then finally he just takes this Rickenbacker and just swings it in the air and smashes on the ground. And I was like, yeah! That was like the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, because it was anger. It was straight up aggression, you know. I mean, REM isn't quite the aggressive kind of band, but you know, at that time they were. You know, I was impressed. I was 13, you know.
Ode to Billy Joe. We'll be back with Ode to Billy Joe. We'll be back with the rest of Green Day, Mike and Trey Cool, in just a moment. Welcome back to MTV News Raw with Green Day. Now, spotlight on the band's rhythm section, Mike Dirnt and Trey Cool. So what were the beginnings of the band like? What did you start out playing? Did you realize you wanted to write original stuff at first, or?
We started, you know, me and Billy wrote our first song together in like 1986.
Yeah,
no, 87.
What was it?
My freshman year. Was it Strangeland? Or no, it wasn't Strangeland. It was Best Thing in Town.
Oh.
A song called Best Thing in Town.
Is it like a love song? Or?
No, it's come along, let's go for a ride. Come along and do the other side. Just Best Thing in Town, you know. Not a girl's best thing in town. There's nothing to do where you're at, you know, type of thing. And you know, they're all on tape. They're all on CDs and stuff. Or, you know, a lot of songs we wrote back then aren't on CDs and stuff. But those are just, you know, chord changes now.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. They're not even songs. And
Did you look at this as something you could go ahead and pursue for like years?
I didn't think we had any future in this. It was really fun for a long time. We just play. Anywhere and everywhere was our motto. Our old drummer had a VW bus, and he could drive, you know. And so it was anywhere and everywhere was the motto. Yeah. And we just went. We've played everywhere we can possibly imagine, from from existentialist churches to banks to bathrooms to rooftops to the middle of the street to you know, people's kitchens to, I mean, lots of places.
Yeah.
And you do whatever you can. And you just, you know, I have friends who will come up and say, oh, you know, what was your secret? How'd you get discovered and this and that? And I just haven't talked to them in a long time. And, you know, most people, you know, who are actually out there plugging away, no, it's not a discover thing.
Yeah.
I think we just kind of realized after our second record, oh, okay, we have something here, you know,
Yeah.
we keep going. We were ready to break up before Kerplunk came out.
Really?
Because
Wow.
our old drummer left, and it took me and Trey and Billy Joe a while to learn how to play together.
Yeah. Rolling? Okay, so, well, you listen to Gershwin, are there, like, seriously, do you play other instruments besides drums?
I have a little guitar, a little one, about this big.
What else do you listen to in the way of music?
All kinds, like a lot of Beatles. I like the Beatles, you know.
And
Normal stuff.
And the other lads?
Kind of, you know, like a lot of old, like Billy listens to like a lot of old like vinyl and stuff, like Sting and just like old like punk stuff. And, you know, it's not, we didn't like grow up on that stuff though. It's kind of like we kind of learned about it afterwards.
And you said you feel strange when people say, gee, it's this new punk thing.
And I'm like, yeah, you guys are like, you're like the Pistols and what? You guys are like, you know, the Clash. It's like, no, man. We're not an influence on us. Like, were you influenced in a big way by the, you know, 76? It's like, nah. Right on.
Who would you say your influences were? If there were any?
We're influenced the opposite of what influences usually are. You know, like, we're influenced on, like, what we hated. Like Hall & Oates, like, you know, all this, you know, Cyndi Lauper, all this, like, 80s crap.
Yeah.
That
Just didn't want to be that.
all, like, the mainstream 80s crap.
Yeah.
Like, the whole Martha Quinn era. Whatever.
So you said if we could just avoid being that, we'll have accomplished something?
Yeah, it's like, you know, like, what's lame about that? Oh, that, you know, hammer-on 10-minute guitar solo. Okay, what's lame about that? Oh, all this, you know, girls in bikinis, like, running around. What's lame about that? Oh, it's, you know, it sucks. Yeah, I just, you know,
Do you think
know what sucks.
Do you think we live at a better age now? Do you think people are more attuned?
I don't know, that hole in the ozone's the size of Europe now, and I don't think it was back then, but...
Well, we're still walking around, though.
Yeah. This is the last couple of years that we'll be able to walk around without sunscreen, you know. Enjoy it.
That's a very upbeat way of looking at it. Okay, Kelly?
Well, obviously you're concerned about the ozone and stuff in the future, because maybe because you have a daughter. Has that
See, that's a good segue.
What, having a daughter?
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, it makes me, I mean, I don't think I would be as, like, you know, concerned about, you know, the future if I didn't have some offspring.
Mm.
Forget I said that word, offspring.
We'll just leave that out.
If I didn't have a child, you know, I wouldn't care so much about what was going to happen. I'm starting to, like, make friends with some, like, you know, other parents and stuff, too, you know.
Are they surprised to find that you're a down-to-earth guy and not some wild rock and roll guy?
No. I'm not down to earth.
Well, no,
I'm
I didn't mean that as a
pretty
slur.
wild guy, I tell you. I let my hair down sometimes.
Do you think you'll be fixing this room up a little bit, or
What's wrong with it?
the heat?
The heat, it wouldn't be so hot if you didn't have all these dumb lights.
Well, blame it on us. Okay, I think that's good for me. Do you have any more questions, Kelly?
No.
I think you can go. Thank you.
We're almost out of it.
What was that?